2, 1. Hi! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of Telia Misfits. Today... Oh, episode 44? 44, yes. We're 44 episodes in, guys. Holy shit. But today, we are down one player, and another player is late. But he will be here. But, Sev, we love you, brother. And, we'll see you next game. And yes, in the meantime, we are here joined by my beautiful friends. First, we have the Elden Ring addict, that is Ocean X.
Elden Ring. Become Elden Lord.
Yes. Then we have the one that apparently owes posts to everyone, Raining Blades.
Wait, no, everyone owes me posts.
Oh, everyone owes you posts. I am so sorry. That was defamation. I apologize. And finally, we have Mr. I don't know half of my abilities, Sir Catastrophe.
Hey everyone.
Yes. Exactly. Indeed. So, I forgot to ask who's going to do the recap from last episode. Who wishes to do the recap from last episode? Hey, Thunder.
I can do it.
I was gonna say I think Callahan should do it.
Hey guys, it's
Yeah,
up to
Kelly
me.
can do
Let's go.
Okay. Go on.
So from last we left off, we were on this boat, right? And then when I was being chartered by this girl called Saya, this woman named Saya, of course. And this ghost pirate Carrot came at us, and he was very confrontational. We tried a little bit of persuasion on him, but unfortunately it didn't work. He decided to summon a massive fog that rolled over the lands and the seas and such. Then ourselves and our tarnished brethren, we all gave up arms, and much like a very recently released MMO, we charged forth, and we totally wrecked their ghost ass shit in a very epic battle. Eventually, Carrick died, the mist disappeared, then Carrick turned into this big ball of skeletons, very From Software-like, and then it was up to us to go toe-to-toe with this big ball, and we did what any well-deserving gentleman should do, and kick that guy in his big skeletal ball. I, Callahan Dirge, decided to go a little bit of looting before we left the sinking ghost ship, and I picked up a sick-ass jewel. And then I decided to go to sleep because, listen, we all pulled our weight, we all know what we're about. As I entered Snoozeville, I ended up dreaming of a pirate ship, and some dude put his hand on my shoulder in a very welcoming and well-meaning manner, saying, "Yo, bro, you are part of the crew."
Yes, word for word.
Yo, bro, you are part of the crew.
Yo,
2022.
yo ho, yo bro, you are part of the crew. God damn it.
Callahan just made some new Nakama.
Yes, Callahan for new Nakama, confirmed. But yes, so after that enlightening introduction to what happened, we resume, well, with what is happening within Callahan's mind, as you assume, that it's not actually happening in real life. But yes, so Callahan, as we discussed, after you turn into the night, you found yourself in this large space below deck of an old decaying ship. You are underground, yet you don't seem to need to breathe. And when you look at your arms, they are mostly bone and covered in barnacles. You at some point, then saw Justice, the silver sword of Mal, floating in front of you, glowing. But when you reached out to it, it vanished, and the crystal that you got from the undead pirate is in your hands. That is when you feel a frozen hand upon your shoulder and hear the words, "Welcome to the crew." Now, when you look to the side, Callahan, you see a tall figure walking around you to your front. At first, you think it's a human from the rather normal clothing and hood covering its head. But then he turns and you see him properly. His head is nothing but a black skull. White energy emanates from the head, almost like flames. And when you look at its hands, you see the same energy, but denser, taking the form of fingers. This figure looks you up and down, and you see these small points of energy within its black sockets, almost like eyes focusing on you. And you hear it say, "Callahan Dutch, pleasure to meet you, I say."
The figure, how similar in appearance does he seem to Carrick? Like, would I mistake the same guy, or does his...
No. It's very different. Carrick was more like a skull with just skin that like darkened skin that was left after all the flesh vanished. This is a very different figure. It's also more imposing. It's taller, has broader shoulders. Yeah.
Does he seem like he question mark seem fuller, like more like more animated, more kind of like closer to life than death than Garrick did?
It's a skull, a black skull.
Other way around. Sorry, that's my B. I heard the white shoulders and I was just like, oh, maybe I'm just mishearing things then. No, so he's definitely dead. Cool.
Oh yeah, no. It's basically what you see within the hood is this black skull surrounded by this almost flame-like white energy that seems to emanate from within the clothing and around the skull.
Don't worry, no, the skull, the whole skeleton thing does definitely make more sense.
Yes.
Sorry, just the shoulder thing threw me off, and I was like, oh, fuck, I must be thinking the wrong thing.
Perfectly fine.
Callahan tenses, for sure. And rather than focusing on the flaming skeleton, like, I think you just want to, like, make a real quick scan, a callus scan, if you will, to, like a surrounding, so everything apart from him.
Okay.
Or apart from the gentleman who's speaking to him.
You can roll a perception.
Do I have my shield with me in this dream?
No, you do not have your shield with you. Still 24.
All right, 24.
All right. You look around. You see that you are indeed below deck of a large ship. You see several exits, points of exit. Like you see several holes in the ship. It seems to be sunken at the bottom. You do see some dirt and algae. So it is at the bottom of a large body of water. You assume the sea. It also has a set of stairs leading up and another set of stairs leading down several feet away. It is, though, everything with beyond about 20 or so feet seems to be very blurry and difficult to see even for eyes such as yours.
Okay. And in terms of like other people surrounding me, like is it just him, or are there any other kind of like...
Oh, it's just him.
movies?
It's just him. You're sitting in a bench and it's just you and him as far as you can see.
All right, okay. In that case, with that cursory glance, I'll just kind of like twitch my eyes to match the sockets of the skull, like just presumably where the eyes might be if they were meeting mine. I just go, I imagine you've got some relation to Carrick then? Captain Carrick, that is.
Ah, Carrick. Yes, he was a rash lad. A child that never grew up. I apologize for his behavior, and I'll be scolding him about underestimating people.
I imagine you won't have to apologize to him for long. I may have taken care of him quite recently enough.
I wouldn't worry about that. Once you're part of the crew, you're under my protection.
Sorry, I feel as if some introductions might have been missed. You know my name. I haven't the foggiest of clues what your name might be. Or who you are, or where I am, or if this is a dream.
Names. Some say that names hold power, and I've had many over the years. Cedric Sullivan, Regan Grady, Alan O'Connor, Fergus McGuire. I've had many titles too, I guess. A word of advice, Callaghan Dirge. Be very careful about who learns your name. Anyway, you may call me Captain for now.
Sure thing, Captain Fergus.
Fine.
Right, so
And
I'm a little bit confused. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest with you, man. You're kind of new to meeting me. I usually need most things spelled out to me very clearly. I don't know if you've heard about my boy Demir. He's very good at that. He has to spell it out in very plain common.
we're here to just have a bit of a conversation, Callahan. Nothing much.
Right on, right on. Okay. What? Oh, and Callan like snaps his fingers and starts nodding, and he stands up if he can,
You can.
and then he gestures towards the bench for the captain to sit down on.
And when he laughs, you see the skull open its mouth, and you start hearing different kinds of laughter all around you. And then he waves his hand, and the laughter stops, just resuming just to his laughter.
That definitely does freak Callan out, but he tries to pretend that he's okay.
It's fine, Callahan. Sit down. I prefer to stand.
No worries. Listen, I'll also stand because I think it's best in circumstances like this to address one another as equals. I know exactly what you're here for.
Oh?
And don't worry, the answer is absolutely. Of course I can do it for you.
He pauses for a moment. You manage to make this individual visibly confused and entertained as he leans closer. What is it that you think I require from you?
Don't worry, bro. I know we don't need to say it out loud. You lead the conversation, and I'll be able to follow. Don't worry. I got you. Callan gives him like a nice little tap on the shoulder and then gestures for him to proceed. If that's okay.
Aren't you an amusing one, Callahan Dirge? I would love to have you among the crew to entertain us. It gets boring. Very
You
boring.
need someone to talk to. I get you.
You see him turn around. He has his arms behind his back as he seems to be looking at something in the distance. Callahan, how do
Yes.
you think your plan is working out so far?
According to the books I've read, pretty good. I suppose maybe I should take the first step here and ask you, when did it all start for
Not
you?
in this conversation, my boy. And he turns around and looks. The skull moves right in front of you, eyes at the same level. Your little plan to do good deeds to save another.
Kind of stalls for a moment. Very visibly kind of like confused before trying to like getting himself back together. He's like, what? We're all trying to save people, right?
Oh, is that a very specific group that you're trying to save? Isn't there, Callahan? Old friends.
You're not mirroring, projecting yourself onto me in this scenario. We are just talking about me, are we?
Indeed.
Fuck. Ooh, I start looking at those holes at the side of the ship and being like, can I squeeze through if I like swan dive?
Oh, they are huge. You should be able to go through them, no problem.
Okay, I start making like, could I roll a check to make myself like really casually stroll over while talking?
Roll a deception. Okay.
Ooh.
So you start pacing about, and he's watching you.
Yeah, so I might have misjudged this entire scenario, but based on where we're going, Fergus, yeah, I suppose I feel like I'm doing good in the world. I'm doing more good than I was, for sure.
He begins to turn around as he says, "And do you think a god like Mal cares about you and what you do?"
Cares about me? I would be inclined to say no, but cares about what I'm doing? Absolutely.
What about what those higher in that little cult he calls a religion? The ones that twist the law as they see fit without repercussion. He
Okay,
is
first of all, it's going to sound
completely
very much like a cult when I say that it's not a cult, but it's not a cult, okay?
he turns around back to you again. He has his back to you again. Arms still folded as he seems to be having a conversation. He's also pacing about a little bit, but slower than you. Not a cult. Well, semantics. I won't argue with you over something like that. Now tell me, Callahan, That little book you always carry with you. Are you sure you're even following the true words of Maul? Holding onto a book written by a man who assumes those were the likely words of a god. Isn't it a bit presumptuous?
Callan's like kind of clasping the side of the hole. Like he very clearly was just about to hop out and then kind of stalls for a moment.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of peering and being like, alright, dude, listen. I don't know who the fuck you are. I actually, just we're both on the same page. I don't really give a shit, alright? You're some weird pirate weirdo. But you're also a skeleton. And I personally can fuck a skeleton up with ease, as seen in the previous episode of Telia Misfits. But I'm not going to stand here and just let you insult me, man. If you want to go, we can go right now.
My boy, I do not wish to fight you.
Alright, well, in that case, how will we drop the boy, alright? Do I look like some fucking kid to you, alright?
Ah, yes. My apologies. I nearly forgot. He turns back around to look at you, and despite you being right by the hole, he doesn't seem to be bothered by it. As he...
I'll just presume that's just how deceptive I am.
That's
Callan's
fair.
so fucking smug. He's like, this asshole has no idea that I'm outside his class.
Callahan, the gods are real. That's an undeniable truth. But do they really care? What do you think?
Ooh, would it be okay if I made a roll?
What role?
I'm just gonna make a roll on that.
Oh, if it's a personal role, yeah, go ahead.
It's a personal roll, but I would like to make it a public one.
Oh, sure.
No, he wants to make a roll, and it's specifically it's a perception roll. For
Perception
him
roll.
to perceive those feelings.
Yeah, I'm just gonna perceive the world. Callahan stops. He's just his mouth tightens into a quick line.
Callahan. Sorry, were you going to say something?
No, not you on. You on.
It goes, Callahan. Arthur Dane walked around for years using and abusing people. Yet, where was the silver sword of Maul to enact justice?
He was waiting for me. I'm the silver sword of Maul that brought Arthur Dane down. I'm the one that made the Court of Maul find him and bring him down.
By bending the rules of the very god you are a fan of?
He didn't stop me. So clearly understood what needed to be done.
Did he strike down Arthur Dane where he stood as punishment?
Well, no, he only does that after Arthur Dane dies, which is what me and Terry were going to do.
Oh. So until then, Arthur Dane is free to continue enacting his
Well, he
evil.
can't do anything. That's why he has me and Justice Locke and your one. That
Yes.
possibly in love with.
Justice Locke. The so-called leader who does nothing. For how many years?
I don't know if you have a tongue, but if you do, you better fucking watch it, man. I will swing my bat across that little jaw of yours and it will spin right around. I start taking a few steps away from the hole. I'm just getting worked up.
Uh-huh. Callahan, do you really think you are the sword of Mal?
I don't need to be a fucking sword to be able to know what needs to be done. You know, I don't need to be one of these fucking justices. I know what needs to be done. And I'm going to make sure that enough good is done in the world to make sure that those most deserving of it are freed from any kind of damnation.
So doing good by breaking the law, is that it?
Doing good for good's sake.
Is that what your god preaches?
Could I try and summon the bat into my hand?
You can. So you begin to
Or does it not work?
you begin to cast that spell, but it doesn't seem to work.
Is that because I'm out of spell slots? Or is that because it doesn't work?
It simply didn't work. You don't know why.
Okay, perfect. I do realize that I'm probably really short. I clearly try and reach for it in order to smack this man apart, but it's not working. So I just start clutching my fists. Am I wearing my armor? Am I wearing Sketch's armor?
You look down, and it does appear that you are wearing your usual clothing. Yes, including your armor.
Including the crowbar?
You don't have your backpack, but you do have. You have a mace, don't you?
I do, but I did want to ask you if I could just remove the mace and just remove it into a battle crowbar instead. The crowbar
You know
would be
what?
way more useful.
You know
than
what?
mace.
You know what? I like the
We've been
idea.
playing for fucking almost 50 sessions. That crowbar seemed way more useful as my melee weapon.
You have your crowbar on your
Thanks,
belt.
buddy. Thanks, buddy.
Callahan is the type who would wear a crowbar on his belt.
100. It was right there, right next to Amaru's fucking sword. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, two sword style, sword and crowbar. Let's go, boys. I would like to brandish my crowbar
Okay.
and hold it out menacingly.
When you take it out, he looks down at the crowbar. Calm down, Callahan. Like I said, I'm just here to have a conversation.
Right, well, I would like to end this conversation. Let's just put this on hold. Put a pause on this shit.
But I'm having so much fun. And he pauses for a moment. And okay, guys, I need two minutes. Be right back. Sorry, it's an emergency.
No problem.
No worries.
So,
Today's episode is brought to you by Genshin Impact.
And Elden Ring.
Elden, yeah, I'm gonna have to defect to Elden Ring.
Hello, fellow
wow.
tarnished. How do you guys feel about Callahan being confronted about his lack of religious knowledge?
Pretty hardcore. Callahan's, he's doing his best. That's certainly true.
Wow. Spoken like a true teacher. Hey, is my son doing well in school? Well, they're doing their best.
I'm back. Sorry. I just had a what seemed to be an emergency, but it wasn't. Yes. Hi. So Callahan, as he says, I don't seem to be the only one that wants to converse. And at this moment, Callahan, first of all, you see the little dots of light within his eye sockets seem to just go around like he's like you're rolling your eyes, and he turns away as this bright light flashes behind you, Callahan. And it's almost blinding. Do you turn around to look at it?
Hell yeah, let's go.
All right. When you turn around, you see an image within this constant silver light that seems to engulf most of this this area, and within it you see a sitting figure, large in stature, one sword on his right hand, blade pointing down as he rests his hand almost like an armrest on the sword. The figure, even with your ungodly passive perception, you don't really see past the light. You just only see that it is this humanoid figure. But you do see an owl on its left shoulder, and this light that warms you within this cold water.
Do I recognize the figure based on their build at all?
This
Like, do they have a familiar?
this very easily seems to match the image of Mal that you've had for many years.
As in the traditional image of Maul, or the image of Maul from Callahan's head?
I would say this is an image of the imposing godly judge.
Okay, the traditional, okay. Callan drops, or Callan's crowbar like ends up pointing down as well to the ground, and he just starts looking at the glowing figure before like really quickly averting his gaze to the ground.
All right. The figure doesn't seem to say anything at first. And then you hear the captain's voice behind you. Look at that. He came. Now, did he come to save you or to scold you? What do you think, Callahan? And can you turn down the brightness, please? As he looks towards the shining figure, seemingly frustrated.
From my earlier 24, is there any other exit that can be seen?
Yes.
Possibly symbolically between the two?
Well, the bright figure is right behind you. Well, now in front of you, and the captain is behind you. You should be able to, if you want to make a dash to the stairs, you can. Otherwise, there's like several different holes that you can jump into.
But none like real smack down in the middle.
No.
Really like poetically.
If you're looking for the poetic approach, no.
Yeah, that's okay. That's alright. Callan would have been looking for the poetic approach, and I'm glad it wasn't there. Just to torture the poor bastard a little bit more. You kind of like, with those words of kind of like hearing the captain speaking, Callan like slowly like raise his gaze over towards Maul to see if Maul has any like rebuttal.
Yes, of course. You start looking up, and the light is shining brighter, but your eyes are getting seemingly acclimated to this light. You can vaguely see the expression, the stern expression.
Could I stop like around like the mouth area so it doesn't
Yes,
actually meet his eyes?
you can. You can definitely do that.
Thank you very much.
So you just see around the mouth as he has this permanent scowl, seemingly never happy. As he does not seem to respond until the captain says, "What was that? Are you not even going to say anything to your little worshipper? Did you just come here to shine a bright light and disturb my sleep? Is that it?" There's a moment of silence. And then you hear a voice booming, almost alien, but then at the same time comforting. "Callahan Dutch." It seems to resonate within you when you hear this.
Do I feel? Does the energy that he give off, is it the same? Like, I suppose, like, is there any way for me to kind of confirm that this is Maul or an avatar of Maul directly, or is it more of a
Roll
Like,
a
I would-
religion.
oh, damn it?
Oh no, my one weakness as a cleric.
Weakness. That's not that much a weakness. It's a pretty middle ground weakness.
Yeah. All right. You get the sense that if this were the real Maul, you might possibly burn alive just from his presence. Like, from all the stories and whatnot, you get the sense that it's either an avatar or an an apparition.
Yeah, exactly. Something like, is it something connected? Like, is this like some form of Maul
You don't know.
that I'd be able to like confirm based on the fact that I've been
As far as you know,
just using his magic everywhere I go.
as far as you know, it is what it is before you. What you see is what you get, and what you know.
Kind of like set jawed. With the presence of Maul, the captain is heavily overshadowed. Like like I really have to like stress that part where, at this moment of time, the fact that Callahan could not only be in a dream, but in some haunted dream with a pirate king who's talking an awful lot of sense of the man, that is complete like evaporated in his mind, like in front of him. Like again is Maul. You know, like it's not often that someone sees this guy, and usually it's not in the best of circumstances. He just kind of like stares towards like his mouth, chin area, not really meeting his eyes. Like there's just something about this figure that's he's almost like not terrified, but or sorry, no, maybe actually terrified is the best word for it. Like he just can't bring himself to look up. He kind of like clenches, like if this were a dream, like in real life, his like knuckles will start busting with blood. The color would change from his face, his jaws clenched, like in danger of like hurting himself and shit like that. Like that's just how tense he is. And he's just waiting for something more than just his name being called out.
All right. As you stand there and wait. You hear the voice continue. "Do you find yourself worthy?"
That pisses Callahan off. My man looks him dead in the fucking eyes now, puffing out his chest. Last time he was in a position like this, he was almost about to just fucking collapse and turn to dust. Now there's just anger brimming up inside of him, filling his entire being. Like he's almost swelling to like a larger version of himself. Like, you know, whenever you get like properly pissed, someone says something to you
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're standing up straighter than ever, your shoulders are getting broad, somehow you're just a bigger person than you were, and he's just down and he's just like, am I worthy?
He does not seem to respond. Just staring.
Who is the judge of all mortal souls to ask me if I'm worthy? I am putting myself in the position to be worthy of anything every single day. And you ask me if I'm worthy? Once again, I'm just gonna try and like flare up the bat over the crowbar.
Mm-hmm.
At maybe like 4th level if I could, if I could squeak out a nice little 4th
Okay,
level.
you try to squeak out that energy,
A little extra energy, if that's okay. Yeah,
and it actually forms into this large magical barbed wire covered magical bat of just holy energy that forms into your hand. You managed to do it.
I don't do anything with it, but like I just want to like there just to show that he's like shoving so much pressure, like just a sheer force of will that seems to like taking his regular bat into a form that's never been seen, like just like a bigger version, more deadlier, more barbed wire, like a thicker kind of like hardier wood.
Yes. No,
that's everything
it's
kind
an
of, like,
aluminum
forms
bat.
into kind of
It's
like
it's more of an aluminum bat at this point.
at this point, yeah, like I'm kind of like the idea of almost like a multi-bladed weapon, almost like forming up, getting closer to a sword, like a sword of justice as we were, yeah. Do you not think that I'm worthy? Worthy enough to spare some of the souls of my friends?
The light continues to shine and then gets brighter as you hear, "No."
And there's your fucking answer then. The no, I'm not worthy, Maul. And I won't be until I'm able to change that answer to a yes. Do you hear me?
The light begins to
I'll
fade.
Can I take a step forward if that's okay?
You can, as the light begins to fade, but you still see the image. Do you do anything as you see it is starting to fade away?
No, I think that step forward as like a step to kind of like a question within the answer that he gave is enough for him.
All right. Then as you do that, the light fades, and the image of your god before you disappears.
Am I still on the ship?
Yes.
Before the captain has a chance, can I make a swinging attack towards him with my level 4 bat?
Yes, you can. You turn around and you swing with all your might.
Hello? Do you want me to make an attack roll, or is he gone?
No. As you do that, you miss because you find that the captain is no longer standing. He is sitting. Your bat whooshes right over his head. As you notice, there are burn marks all across the captain's clothing, the skull. Good swing. Good posture. Bit of an unyielding weapon, Callahan.
I like to flick the spiritual weapon away off the crossbow before, like, attaching it into its holster back again.
Crowbar, you mean?
So the crowbar, yeah, like I like to swap, like, make a swatting motion with the crowbar or with the bat to, like, remove the spiritual weapon away from around the crowbar before sheathing the crowbar. And he, like, kind of just takes, like, a quick, like, well, I'm really hoping I didn't piss my god off.
Honestly, he's one prickly fucker.
Unfortunately, gonna have to agree with you on that one. Maul's ruled very fucking rigid. Like, I haven't been able to jaywalk in well over a year now. Captain Fergus, I don't know who the fuck you are. Realistically, man, you've got this totally, like, sinister vibe to you. I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's something you need to work on. But I imagine we'll be in touch. As two people who have both seen Maul appear before them, before their untimely demise. I'm gonna look at Skeleton's face and just feel like, no offense to you, you're clearly doing well after the whole death thing.
You
Or
think?
really poorly before the death thing.
You think so? Callahan Dirge. He starts to get up. I'm here only for conversation, as I told you. But now I'm here to make an offer. Not for now. You clearly are still stuck in your ways, in your adoration for a creature that doesn't care. But when the time comes, when your god fails you, when your god becomes more of a burden than a boon, just call for me, because I'll be there for you. You see his ghostly hand move towards you, and then, almost like ripping a piece of paper, suddenly everything goes black. And then you open your eyes, and you're there below the deck of Saya's ship with all your friends around you, sleeping.
When I wake up, does anything different? Like, do I feel anything different about myself?
So far, as you wake up, don't really notice anything.
Is Demir in the same room as me by any chance?
Yes. You're all in the same room.
Could I wake Demir up quietly and then try and indicate for him to visit me upstairs on the deck of the ship?
Sure, you can. Demir, you're sleeping comfortably, and then suddenly you feel someone nudge you. You open your eyes and you just see Callahan looming over you.
God, what is it? What happened? What? Are we under attack?
Shh, shh, shh. Buddy, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Can we talk upstairs? Please.
Certainly.
Thank you.
How many hours has it been since Demir first broke off to take his long rest?
This would be within about halfway through your long rest. It's still middle of the
Okay.
night.
All right, Demir's gonna follow Callahan.
Okay, so you
Are we alone up on deck?
as you get on deck, you do see Saya is behind the helm. She seems to be. It seems to be her turn. She does have to sleep, but she takes most of the time behind the helm as she can. She's there. She sees you all. You both get on deck, but she doesn't really seem to bother you. If you want to get away from her, you can get to the front of the ship. It has a name. I just don't remember what it is. I think it's the bow.
Yeah, I know. I open up the same like PDF as everyone else does, or Google image of instructions of where boat places are. It's definitely not starboard. I can tell you that much.
Yeah,
It'd be the bow as the front.
sure. Then it's the bow.
SRP.
Bow's front, stern is the back, starboard is right, port is left.
Okay, I'll believe you on that. So you can go to the
Mine is
bow.
the only true pirate here.
I know. We're the shittest pirates known to
Yeah. Also, I just want to point
Role
out.
play them or anything.
Yeah. Also, I just want to point out real quick. Hi, Spyro. I know you came in halfway through that, but
Hi,
hi.
Yeah, it was amazing. Keep it up.
All right.
And also, Callahan, may I introduce you to a great friend called Darman? If things don't work out.
It's looking better and better as the day goes by.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
sorry.
I want you to. No, actually, shut up. Keep going with the scene. Demir, Callahan, you get on deck.
All right. In that case, I kind of run through Demir real quickly, like just through like the cliff notes in Callan's own special way. What happens to like fucking there was a pirate captain and fucking I was there and he fucking was talking like all these words to me and then fucking you know how it'd be. Then Maul shows the fuck up and we're like, whoa baby. So like I give him like a full rundown.
I think that's the rundown.
Well, no, I give the rundown, but with more explanation. Like rather than running through the whole 40-minute scene, I give him like the whole clip notes.
I see. How are you feeling, Callahan?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think I've ever had any intense dreams like that before. So, and definitely knowing where the actual God that gives me my
So you have never dreamed of Maul before, even in all your time as a worshipper?
No, especially not after meeting you guys. I have been mentally and physically exhausted every evening after meeting you guys. We really just don't catch a break.
And you're saying this captain, who I would assume to be this pirate, yeah, but Fergus, yes, as you were very clear, was his name and no other. He was trying to basically persuade you, it seems, to abandon Maul, that he was not good for you. Would you agree?
No, he wasn't trying to get me. He wasn't trying to persuade me to not be a Grand Maul. No, he was asking me to join his crew.
Oh yes, but you said he was talking about how, what had Maul really done, and if you had really supposedly flying in the face of what he stood for, and it seems he was trying to... My point is, are you even certain that was indeed Maul who visited you, that this was not a sort of dream illusion by this pirate king to try and drive a wedge even further between you and your deity.
I want to say yes. That was my first thought as soon as a glowing figure appeared, but I don't know unless any DM wants to argue otherwise. It was the same feeling that I got from I got from the figure.
It was a feeling that you felt. It was a warm light, and it was the very imposing image of the god. Other than that, that is up to you to interpret.
Not to mention the feeling of Maul is not one you'd ever forget.
Right.
And the guy in front of me, that was him. He looked a little bit different, but it was the same guy. Absolutely.
Right. I understand.
And what I'm worried about is that stone that I picked up, that little emerald, and I pat the side of my pocket. I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Every time that you muttered the words "remove curse," I felt this compelling urge to just tackle you to the ground. And I know that you would beat the ever-loving shit out of me if I did. Like, me and you in a hand-to-hand fight, you would slap my shit apart. And I appreciate that more than anything else. And I feel like I'm comfortable with myself to be able to admit that to you. But I don't know, like, what would you do, man? Like, I'm not gonna lie, your council is the only one in this group that we have somehow constantly ignored, despite it constantly being right. And like I said to you, your decision, like your thoughts, is what's most important for me right now, because I need some guidance. I don't understand this magic shit at all, and I would really appreciate if you kept that a secret from em. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm freaking out more ways than I ever thought. This, like, my fucking god, just
Callahan, it's okay.
like hyperventilating.
It's okay. Calm down. Calm down.
Yeah, I can't, man. I didn't prepare that spell. I'm not calming down.
I understand. I understand. Don't try it. Not a spell. Just take deep breaths. Try and take deep breaths.
Starts taking a few deep breaths, taking his time, taking Demir's words into account.
I ask that you be patient a while longer. I will do what it is I do best, and with time, be able to help you. I think it's important for you to understand. There's the many things going through your head, but that creature speaking to you is not a force of good. And if I am not mistaken, you, even with as intense as things might have gotten between you and your god, you didn't provoke your divine powers. He did not strike at you or any of the sort. If it is, I'm not very much a religious sort outside of just simply studying texts and practices, but it has been said for many times for people to be tested in their beliefs, and not even necessarily in their beliefs in a certain deity, but just in themselves. and what they themselves believe in. You said Maul asked you if you were worthy, and you responded, and you essentially asked him what he thought. And correct?
Yeah. He could have struck me down. It's not something that I considered in the moment. And Callan's like fidgeting and showing clear signs of like, oh fuck, what did I do?
I think what's important to take away from that is not what Maul may or may not feel about you, but how you feel about yourself. If you felt that anger, if you felt that drive and desire that you still need to be a better person or to improve, that is a very noble cause to try and to understand one's own shortcomings and a desire and strive to improve themselves for a better cause. I mean, gods know that I have felt that many times throughout our journeys, of feeling about places where I have screwed up or I could have done better. I think it's important to recognize that stuff and to understand that this world is not black and white, but that doesn't mean we can't continue to strive to be as good and do as good as possible. Does that make sense? I'm not very best with this.
No, it does.
The charisma, you might be well aware by now.
Me neither, man. It's like something of a dumb stat of my own, but could I ask if you had the chance to help all of your friends by doing something bad, would you? Or would you continue on a path of doing good, not knowing if it will help the people that you start on this path for?
I believe I've already done things that are not necessarily good, but that I felt were necessary for the betterment of others. And along with those, I feel that I've also tried to do the other thing and try and do things because they were good against, even when it might not be to the benefit of us or others. Like I said, I don't think the world is truly black and white. I feel that to have an answer to every situation, to have some sort of complete assurance in what you are doing at any time, is foolhardy. I believe that we are but well, I would say human, but humanoid perhaps, and that we can only try and do our best.
I think it's pretty obvious for everyone in the group, but may as well be said between the two of us. You know a lot more about this whole divine thing than I do. I
would just agree, Callahan. Like I said, I only study religion. I only, as if it was any textbook, as if on magic. I understand practices or histories, but as far as deities, the very stuff that you do, I'm completely clueless, and perhaps you yourself don't even understand it fully, because who honestly could with such divine powers beyond our comprehension? But for what I may have in book sports, you have in the heart and spirit. That, however, whatever your arrangement or method of doing things is, you have power of divine magic. You channel your god. You understand the importances of trying to spread his teachings, as irritable as some people may occasionally find that. Even if I don't think it's a matter of, when it comes to religion, of simply knowing everything or understanding things. I think it's more emotional or innate than that. And as far as people that I've met, and to be fair, I haven't met many or interacted with many spiritual folk, but I am constantly amazed at your own spirituality, for what that's worth.
That's worth quite a bit. Thank you, Demir. I don't know what to say with that. I suppose a worry of mine after speaking to that captain, it's a bit of a worry that I've had a long time, was whether or not Mal cared or listened or even noticed that I was using his magic. Today really showed that, like, maybe he has noticed, or maybe he noticed the captain more than me and showed up for that, and it makes a large difference knowing that someone noticed. And I appreciate that person is you.
Oh, thank you. I believe that there have been many people who have likely fallen under the domain of this hired king, or others, probably many who are religious themselves. I don't feel that there's a reason that Maul would have appeared before you. I don't think he would have just simply showed up for anyone.
Kind of starts kind of nodding at that. And I might, I don't know if I can go back to sleep after getting invaded by that pirate and shit. I might stay up. I might chat with Saya. She might, or maybe I won't. Maybe that might make her feel better if I just sat there in silence with her. Not really sure, but listen, man, thank you so much for the conversation. Just for giving me 2 seconds of your time. Like, if I can ever repay the favor, just let me know. Or
And any time, Callahan. Get some rest. You don't necessarily need sleep, but some rest or distraction of sorts would probably be beneficial. And I will help you however I can shortly.
thanks, Amir. I might just stay out here in the bow of the ship, which is what it's called, by the way. You get some sleep, buddy. I'll see you in the morning. All right.
Very well. Good night, Callahan. And Amir will walk back.
Okay. As you begin to walk back to the stairs leading below deck, Saya just looks at you and goes, I really thought you two were gonna make out. Disappointing. And then she just shrugs since nobody's saying anything.
And scene.
Yep. And scene. Exactly. So, Callahan, you don't sleep then?
I'll take Demir's advice. Get some rest. Like get some like quiet, like restful shut eye, but try and not fall to sleep. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know that nice kind of like good in between of where you're resting, and like everything's relaxed, but you're not falling into a deep sleep again.
Roll a Constitution saving throw, nonetheless. Okay.
Annoying.
You didn't sleep very well. Even when you did sleep, you didn't sleep very well, and your mind is just scattered. You are tired from the rest, so you do gain a point of exhaustion.
Ooh, so that's a disadvantage in all ability checks, is it?
Yes.
Does that mean? So this is actually something I always want to know. Does that mean like skill checks, but not attacks?
Yes, skill checks, but not attacks or saving throws.
Does that mean saving throws are or aren't at disadvantage?
Saving throws are not at a disadvantage, just skill
Perfect, thank you
checks.
very much. Awesome, perfect. Well, thanks, man.
All right.
Disadvantage in my perception? Ooh.
Ooh, oh
Cold
no.
Shiver.
It's basically counters your shield. Oh no. Yes, but anyway, you try to get some rest. Saya is not a conversationalist. She is not. Unless you pester and prod her a lot, he's not gonna talk to you for long. He's more focused on keeping the ship going. Demir, you sleep the rest of the time. Perfectly all right. No worries. And yes, Callahan. Anything else you do during the night, or just that? Callahan? Oh, he said yes. He said he said he'll be right back. So I'm going to assume nothing else is done. I didn't see his message. All right. So morning comes. Edward, Emrys, Demir, and Kyoho. All of you wake up. And it's a new day. Yes.
We did gain the benefits of a long rest. Right?
Yes. You all gain the benefits of a long rest. Callahan, I was asking before you went while you were gone if you did anything else during the night or just relaxed.
No, just relax.
Okay.
Just look relaxed.
So-
And just on that, do I get the benefits of a full rest?
You still do. You just have 1 point of exhaustion, but you still gain the benefits of a full rest.
Does my hit point maximum go up again?
Ah, yes. Everyone that had their hit point maximum lowered, it goes back up again.
When maximum removed.
No. Oh wait, we don't have any cap.
No, you do. So, yeah, you're back to your normal hit points.
Thank God. Oh my God, you have no idea. I've been sweating having 20 hit points as a cleric. I was like, sweet Mary, I'm gonna die.
The only
Alright,
reason
so,
he didn't beat the crap out of that pirate captain, those reduced hit points. Otherwise, he would have been no sweat.
I was
Yep.
so worried. In my head, I was like, fuck, what if Ran is like, you know what, let's throw hands with this little cleric asshole. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm dead.
Alright, so Demir's awake
Mm-hmm.
and rested. First things first, he's gonna cast Protection from Evil and Good on himself.
Oh,
Instead dead.
okay.
He is then immediately going to seek out Callahan.
Okay.
Oh
you,
god.
you find Callahan on the deck of the ship as everyone else is just heading up to the deck. As you see Callahan just sitting down, like half asleep, one eye open, just trying to.
Real big smile for Demir, though. Real welcoming, being like, "Hey, buddy,
Aw.
we opened up last night. Let's be good friends.
Demir
Let's
is
not cast spells at
smiling.
each other."
Demir is smiling at his back as he touches Callahan on the shoulder and casts Remove Curse.
I
Okay.
want to roll insight on that smile.
Okay.
You just like insight on the
Edward, you just see you don't no need for a roll of insight. You just see Callahan smile very brightly at the mirror, like very. Out of everyone here, Callahan seems to be the most pleased to see the mirror in this faithful morning.
Edward smiles at both of them and says, Darman be praised.
Callahan, you look awful. Is it because of that orb? Did it exert some toll on you during the night?
No, it's my powers sometimes take a draw on my physical appearance. That said, real rude of you to point that out. You really gotta, you know what I mean? You really gotta that up in the blood, you know?
My apologies.
How do you feel about the gym, Callahan?
Well, you're casting remove before that. As you're asking that, you're casting remove curse.
Oh, Demir didn't say anything until after he cast Remove Curse.
Oh, okay. So you cast remove curse. Demir, do me a favor. Roll an intelligence.
To see if I need to target the item or the person.
No, just roll an intelligence.
If I can beat Demir in intelligence, what happens?
Oh, I didn't ask you to roll anything.
Just in case you want me to roll intelligence, I just want to prove them.
Just in case. And you actually
Okay.
beat the mirror in an intelligence roll? What the hell is going on?
Look at that, I'm over a 10 on intelligence. That's just dropping that out there.
Okay.
I kind of want to use my hero point just to spite you.
Just despise me.
That is up to you if you want to do it.
You know what? Fuck it. Yes, I'm using it.
Okay.
Okay,
There you go.
I'm not. He threw down the gauntlet. I'm not gonna challenge him on this.
Okay. So you do that, and you ask Callahan that question. Callahan, you don't particularly feel anything about the gem.
Hey, Demir, listen, man. I'll go to the gym with you if you're asking, but otherwise, same thing with like.
The stone you
Let's
picked
not go
up
insulting each
yesterday.
other's physical, like bodily.
The stone
imagery.
you picked up yesterday, the emerald.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
My precious.
Not anymore. That's what I'm saying. You don't feel anything particular about the gem.
Well, I don't know. Like, do you want to like split the cash on a 50-50? Kind of like I suppose.
Would you mind pulling it out and showing it to me?
I kind of like reach into like my left pocket and can't find them, like, and start like doing that really awkward thing, you know, when you can't find your keys and like somehow you're like patting your chest as if you left them in your like breast pocket for some reason. You're like, what the fuck? Back pocket. Give me 2 seconds. And after like a minute, I'm like, oh, here it is.
DM question.
Yes.
Would I know? So, Remove Curse is a touch spell.
Uh-huh.
If an item curses you if you touch it, does that does that mean I get cursed while trying to cast Remove Curse?
Who knows? Guess you'll have to find out.
I mean, not necessarily.
No, you can roll an Arcana.
Okay.
Who knows? Guess you'll have to find out.
Yeah. Wait.
Sadly, you have a +6 in Arcana though. That's some good numbers.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull up the Twitch stream.
Wait, hold on. Could I give my hero
No,
point to
no.
Demir?
You can buy one for the mirror if that's what you want.
All right, I'll buy one for Demir. Man, you did spend a hero point just to flex on me for no reason.
I didn't know why I was rolling the intelligence.
You only rolled intelligence because I rolled intelligence, so yeah.
By the way, the mirror. I just want to point out, remove curse. Like you casted it, you didn't feel it canceling or anything. It just you cast it and it's done.
Right. No, I understand.
Okay.
Hold on. Actually, I'm reading the.
You can roll another Arcana if you wish.
Well, because I already did. Because I already did. I'm gonna do it, but I might not actually matter. So I'm gonna. Since that's gave me the hero point.
All right. So, as far as you know, casting remove curse does, or if someone is cursed by an object, if you cast remove curse on them, the curse does break away, assuming your remove curse is powerful enough for that particular curse. There's different types of curses. If you're touching a cursed object while casting remove curse, it's going to break any link that object may have. If you're touching it, if you cast remove curse and you touch the object, there's always a risk of you being the one cursed. That said, with that roll, you also know that your protection from evil and good would protect you from being cursed.
Then I just to make extra certain,
Uh-huh.
because remove curse doesn't magically like make the gem not cursed, but just to be absolutely certain, I'm gonna cast remove curse on the gem.
Okay. You cast remove curse on the gem. That's it. You cast remove curse on the gem.
All right. And now Demir's gonna cast this little cantrip that everyone knows and loves called Mage Hand. And he picks up the emerald and he chucks it into the water.
Whoa! What the fuck? Demir, I could have just run that for you.
All right. So you see the emerald float up. All of you see the emerald float up, and then yeet. Bloop.
Does it skip along the surface at all?
No, because the mirror's not that strong.
What? No, well, it's not. It's my spell. It's not my. Well, actually, first of all, Demir has like here's a 10 in strength. That's pretty strong for a wizard.
Listen, you're no Emerus. Emerus has full control over their mage hand. You have basic control over your mage hand.
All right. I see. I can't. Okay, but okay. Anyway, so
Sure. The emerald is gone. It got swallowed up by the sea.
Demir turns back to Callahan and says, "Thank you for letting me help you." And then he just turns around and walks away.
You're welcome. Kind of looks at Ed and Em and Kyoho and I'd be like, what the fuck did I just do?
Have you seen Saya?
She's at the helm right now.
I'm imagining Edward just standing right next to Saya and being like, "Have you seen Saya anywhere?"
I am. I'm sorry for being. What's the word?
short?
Too cute for life.
No, inconsiderate about your appearance, Callahan. How are you feeling?
In the last 2 minutes, I'm actually feeling really good. I didn't know that Demir knew how to massage. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, he grabbed my shoulder, and all of a sudden, like, I feel like a weight has been lifted. A real rusty, barnacle encrusted, king of the pirates kind of feeling, sort of weight lifted off my shoulders.
Excellent.
Hey, how about when we hit land? Do you want to do a little bit of training, just me and you, like old times?
Of course, that sounds very exciting. I'm sure we'll be able to both make great strides in our abilities, in our connections to our.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, you've been getting stronger too. I've been noticing. I've been watching you.
Thank you for noticing, Callahan. You as well. Your abilities are very impressive.
I've been expanding in a few other outward reaches. You know, a lot of like you know, I've been coming to a certain realization. You know, maybe like offense isn't always the greatest defense. Sometimes actually having defensive skills can help you.
Yes, it is very important to protect oneself.
Yeah, like, did you ever notice whenever we're all sleeping, if Ed's around, he'll start waving. I'll be like, and Joe too, be like, I don't know if you guys been noticing, but like Demir is always popping up that like Demir's dome. I was thinking, man, what if I had a portable dome to protect myself? And then boom, all my little spirit guardians, all my sanctuary guys, we're all forming a little Demir's dome around me. But it's more like Callahan's cool club, you know what I mean?
Callahan's cool club.
Yeah,
The CCC?
the old CCC, the big C.
That sounds
Careful.
You have an excellent naming sense, Callahan.
Thank you, thank you. I thought of two other words that began with the letter C, and I was like, yes, let's go.
Good. And I myself have Emery's excellent
Euphoria? Excellency?
Endoscopy.
Emery's excellent excellency. Yes.
The E.
I got you. You know, I hear it. It doesn't roll off the tongue, but it definitely comes from a part of the mouth that I can't describe. E.
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 Simple but effective.
But simple, but also not.
Yes, very complex, hidden behind its letters.
After that beautiful conversation, the mirror, you just hear them having this equally beautiful conversation. Which I think perfectly encapsulates these three members of the party. God damn it. Alright, so Callahan, you feel yourself, feel normal. As far as you can tell. Nothing seems to be off.
I suppose one, I don't try and use any kind of like spells or anything for the morning time anyway. But like last night definitely weighs heavily on myself. Like just like every so often I just keep like zoning out and just kind of like not necessarily disassociating, but like just thinking to what was happening.
Okay. Alright. However,
Do I feel any different?
you feel tired.
Oh, well, that's fair enough.
Yes. Even though you feel tired, the day goes by. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. It's a normal day out at sea. And like that, you have a few more days like that are the same. 3 days go by as you're continuing on your journey towards an island near Onigashima. During those 3 days, unless anyone wants to do anything special in particular, the 3 days just go by normally. But if you're
Some shadow ninja training with Callahan, I think.
I mean, that's
Shadow into training.
perfectly viable. You do some sit-ups, some push-ups, some stealth work. Meanwhile, Kyoho and Saya just stare unimpressed at the two shadow ninjas. But you still do it. Anything else any of you wishes to do in particular?
Emrys is probably gonna Emrys probably just like asked about that orb a couple of times. Still not sure what happened to it, since Emrys wasn't really involved in the whole thing.
That's fair. That's fair. I assume, Callahan, you tell Emrys the whole thing, or just keep to yourself?
I keep the interaction to myself.
I
Okay.
was going to say, I think Callahan said they didn't want to tell Emrys.
All right.
Yeah, I think outside of Demir, who I knew who had remove curse available to him, he would kind of keep it to himself. He's a lot less preachy about Maul, but he's definitely like flipping open his mini book of Maul and like taking down a little. So like every so often he tends to like write things down, if anyone noticed. But now he seems to be kind of like scribbling a lot more in like different like margins and shit in the book before closing it off and just kind of like taking moments himself. Like he's a lot quieter in the last 3 days than he's been in the last however many months we've been all together.
All right.
In that case, Emrys on multiple occasions is definitely like, if only we had that powerful orb we salvaged from the pirate ship. I'm sure we'd be able to draw some useful abilities from it. Don't you agree, Callahan?
Yeah, well, I mean, Demir did throw it in the ocean, so
Shame we couldn't see more of it.
yeah, real big shame. I'll be honest with you, Emrys. Tell me again, your patron. Have you ever spoken to them?
Well, not so to speak, but a noble creature from beyond this realm entirely. It's even hearing it speak, even for one with such a close connection to it as myself, would be extremely damaging for the mortal mind. So I'm sure it is merely showing its favor to me by not having me yet witness its true glory.
Right. Okay. Well, that does put me in a more secure spot than I started off with. So I appreciate your honest answer there, Em. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just so you're aware, like if I was your patron, I would totally talk to you all the time. You're a really cool dude.
Thank you. If I were yours, I would do the same.
Yo, if you were Maul, I'm sure you'd be a really cool Maul.
I would my justice would be very swift and effective. I'm sure I'd be. Emrys is like kind of grasping at straws. Like I'd be very good at being upholding the law.
Yeah,
I do that.
I'm sure you would be.
All right.
Good.
Super good. And that's pretty much it.
Yep.
Beyond that interaction, Galen's like very just quiet, like he's very like distant. And I suppose probably at this point Ed would pick up on it, but the other three definitely would pick up just on the fact that Callahan is like not talking and kind of keeping to himself and like very like openly and actively doing so.
I'd say
That's probably part of the reason Emrys was talking a lot to
Yeah,
Callahan
I
about
would-
random things like the orb.
Oh, you mean like when someone's being really quiet and you
Yeah.
over talk?
I'd say Edward would notice this because he's been with you enough time to figure that out.
How long, days or weeks wise, has Edward been with us?
Let's see.
A couple. I mean, we did spend that month of downtime, or was it two?
2
3
weeks of downtime.
We didn't spend the full month of downtime, did we?
It was just 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the 2 weeks of downtime, the time before that, it's Edward's been with you guys almost a month.
Yeah, I suppose realistically, I think Callum would probably be inadvertently avoiding Ed. Like, sorry, not inadvertently, but like subconsciously avoiding Edward.
That's fair. That's
Most at
fair.
everyone.
That's fair.
Or Edward.
As opposed to before, where he was probably gravitating more towards him as like bros.
Religion bros.
Divine bros.
Oh.
Religion bro, yes.
Church bros.
Cult bros. Okay.
But Edward would be during these days. He would be mostly focused on training and thinking about where they are going and who they are meeting.
Oh yeah, the trauma's
He's
real.
basically preparing for death.
All right.
He's getting that mindset.
And as you are preparing for death, the fourth day after the ghost pirate attack comes, the skies are dark, the wind has picked up, and Saya is very visibly not pleased as she warns you all that a storm is approaching. Cut to not too long after. The storm is definitely upon you. The winds are blowing mightily. The ship, well, Saya had to switch the sails for smaller ones, or else with these winds they would be completely ripped apart. And things seem to be getting more and more grave as you all witness this storm getting closer and closer. Saya turns to you all and goes, "Anyone that's not confident enough to be on deck, get below deck and just hide and strap yourselves. Otherwise, I'm gonna need some help up here."
I'll help.
Yep. You got me. Let's go.
All right.
Demir will very subtly excuse himself to below decks.
That's fair.
Seeing Demir go down first, Emrys just kind of like, I will prepare my own countermeasures, and then Emrys goes down below deck.
All right. I would say Kyoho stays up there, as she would very likely would, because she ain't no coward caster. But all right. So, Demir and Emrys, you go below deck. Saya begins to watch the ocean and takes a deep sigh as she gets ready to commandeer this ship through a storm. Cut back a few minutes later, and the waves have gotten insane, intense. The ship is being flung around. As I try to find a good music for this.
Kirby's gourmet race is amazing for this.
Kirby's. I don't know about that. Holy
It's
shit!
silly. Don't take it.
Holy shit, Dusk, dude! Thank you so much for the gift.
Make an offering to the Sea Boys, and the Sea will reward you. That's...
I'm gonna make sure to not kill you guys now because you gave a gift sub.
As always, if we had double digits, there'll be more gift subs. You know how it would be.
All right. So, as the ship begins to take the brunt of this storm, you do see the waves get higher and bigger than any of you have seen before. The rain is heavy upon all of you. But I forgot to ask, Callahan and Edward, are you guys wearing your armor?
Callahan would be, yeah.
Okay.
Edward was, but given the storm, he took it off.
Okay, so he's just wearing his normal clothes.
Yeah, stashed it below deck.
Okay, that's
He
cool.
advises Callahan, you should take your armor off. You know, if you get flung outside the ship, you meet the Emerald.
That's a fair point, bud. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
I will not. I want to look good advice.
Demir also, while Demir's below deck, he's still like, he's not just like in the corner like huddling or something like that. He's like kind of trying to keep his ears out in case someone screams for help.
RB, I was kidding before.
You sound like a coward.
Was kidding. You're fine. All right. So, as the ship begins to sway and get tossed around, you begin to have to hold on. I want everyone, including the ones below deck, to roll me an acrobatics, please, to see how well you do with this massive swaying of the ship.
Yay!
Yeah, that's 3 days later.
Acrobatics.
Have to roll with disadvantage, right?
No, you're no. This is 4 days later. You're no longer exhausted.
Jesus Christ, Spyro! Come on, bro. You gotta do better than this.
That's the time to use your hero point.
Yes. That's a hero point well spent.
Yeah. Just roll a 0. This fucker rolled a 0. Okay.
No, 16. I use the hero point.
Yeah, okay. So that's a 14, an 18, an 11, a 16, and another 14. Okay. Actually, I'm going to use... Because I'm pretty sure Sev would want a high roll for this. No. You know what? No. Okay, so as the ship begins to lurch around, it's very difficult to keep your footing. Emrys, you're below deck. Callahan and Kyoho both are on the deck, and this seems to be very, very, very dangerous, as both of you are just holding on to the ship. Very difficult to keep your footing. However, Edward and Demir, because you're very very focused on staying standing, and Edward, because you're highly focused on your awesome physique and sense of balance as a warrior. This means that everyone that rolled below a 15 in this case, you will have some disadvantages in some of the rolls.
Oh no.
I will tell you whenever you have a disadvantage. But this is as the ship is completely going wild in this storm. Saya turns to one of you. I need someone to hold the ropes, the rigging.
I'll do it. Don't worry.
All right, you rush towards the rope and you try to. First of all, you try to catch the ropes. Roll. Roll another acrobatics, please.
Roll a what?
Another
Oh, another
acrobatics.
acrobatics. Okay.
Hell yeah! You jump up and you catch one of the wild ropes that broke free, and you wrap it around your arm and you begin to hold on. Now I want you to roll in athletics.
Now we're talking.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah!
Athletics.
Athletics. So Edward, you're a big, strong lad. You grab onto the rope and you don't see anywhere to tie the rope to in this mess, so you just use your own freaking weight. You're just there holding onto the rope as the sail does not go awry. Just hold on. It's amazing how you're doing this. However, you all see a big wave crashes against the ship, and you all begin to tumble from one side to another. I want Callahan, Edward, Kyoho to roll dexterity saving throws, please.
May I use a hero point, sir?
If you haven't used your hero point yet, yes.
Ah, fuck, alright.
All right. So dexterity saving throw. That's a 12. I'm going to use her hero point. That's a 14. That's slightly better.
It's really worrying that you rolled higher than me and then had to use a hero point.
Since dusk, do you want another hero point?
I want to say this. I forgot to say.
I
I forgot to say.
We have another hour of stream left. I'm gonna
Callahan.
keep that last viable hero point in reserve.
Are
Callahan.
you sure, Sev?
Callahan.
Are you sure?
I forgot to mention something, Callahan. You have disadvantage, Callahan.
Oh no!
So that was
those are
yeah.
his first two.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
technically
You
your
rolled twice.
disadvantage. Yeah.
Should I just take the 7 in that case?
No. Now you can use your hero point if you wish.
Oh fuck no! I'll keep my hero point. If I can keep the hero point, I'll take the loss in this one, boys. It's all good.
Okay. Kyoho would have the disadvantage. I'm gonna say she rolls for the hero point. Now 16. Wow. 12, 14, 16. Just steadily getting higher. All right. Demir and Emrys, you both can roll just to see how well you do below deck if you're getting hurt any. You have disadvantage, Emrys.
Dexterity save.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, not great.
Okay, so both of you, Demir and Emrys, both of you crash against some of the crates and walls as you're being flung around. So both of you take 7 points of damage as you crash against a lot of different stuff under the deck, the below deck.
Come here.
Ouch! Tedray doesn't even have his mage armor up, says
Yep.
another arcane word.
And in the meantime, Callahan,
Yo.
as the ship gets hit by this wave, that the wave actually hits you, not just the ship, you get flung towards the edge of the ship and you begin to fall. Now,
Can I make a grab at one of the rigging on the side of the ship?
what is going to happen is, Edward, you can choose to release the rope and grab Callahan to keep him from falling. Or Kyoho tries to grab Callahan to keep him from falling.
Can I hold on to the rope so that I have a way to pull Callahan back up?
Unfortunately, he is not falling overboard next to where you are. So you'd have to release the rope to lunge at him.
I have faith in Kyoho.
Fuck the rope.
Fuck the rope! No!
Callahan is more important than the rope.
Here's the thing: I'm not choosing for Kyoho. You guys choose if Kyoho does it or if Edward does it.
Can Kyoho just give advantage to Ed, or vice versa?
Kyoho can also attempt and gives advantage. Yes.
Maybe Kyoho can grab the rope when Edward lets go.
That's a great idea.
That's more Kyoho's speed, definitely.
Okay, so Kyoho is gonna go to try to grab the rope with an athletics.
Yeah.
All right. So Kyoho lunges at the rope as Edward releases it, and the rope just slips right out of her fingers. Edward, you try to lunge towards Callahan. Roll a athletics to see if you can keep him from falling overboard.
If you love me, let me go.
No, I hate you. I hate you.
Callahan, you feel your feet dip higher, go higher and higher, just no longer on a flat surface, and then you feel a strong, manly hand of Edward just grab your leg and pull you back in as you fall to the floor.
Is that the first thought that comes to my hand when Ed grabs me? We're like, wow, these are really manly hands.
I mean, maybe. I don't.
Yeah, listen, let's go with it.
All right, then.
Like a fucking fish.
All right.
I got you, bro.
All right. All right. So you're pulled in, and the ship continues to. It is a mess. It's very difficult to move in, and now that the rope is no longer being secured, the ship begins to Saya begins to lose control over the ship.
Am I close to the hold?
I could say you can get there with some effort.
Can I start slamming my fist down, screaming out Demir's name, just like Demir and Emrys' name to cast Mage Hand to grab the rope? I know they can't see anything, but just to shoot both their hands up and go and grab the rope.
Demir and Emrys, roll a perception to see if you hear Callahan shouting. You have disadvantage because of all the noise.
Lad, you have my blessing on the good perception.
Yes.
It's a 4 and that's a 5. You two are very busy being flung around the deck to the hold to notice Callahan screaming.
I mean, Callahan could come and get us.
Well, that's what he tried to do. Now, the rope is being flung around.
I'll take care of it.
Okay. Roll an acrobatics to try to catch the rope again.
I give him help.
You can definitely try to help, yes.
Perfect, I'd like to give him help.
So do I get advantage?
Yep. Ooh, okay. So you catch the rope, and I'm gonna say you get to keep the athletics from before as you hold on. The Saya is trying very hard to keep hold of the control of the ship, but that is
While
starting.
this is happening,
Yeah,
I yell out to Saya, how long until we reach the island?
we're still a few days out.
Oh, that's great! That's it.
All right. So as another wave begins to form, all three of you that are on above deck, you all see to the side as this gigantic wave begins to form, bigger and bigger than any you've seen before. Saya says, "Fuck! We're gonna have to surf it! Hold on!"
Ran,
Yes,
can I cast Bless?
you can definitely cast Bless on. I assume everyone. How many can you cast Bless on?
I can target up to, at high levels, you bless with 3 creatures of choice. The range when the creature makes an attack. Sorry, I'm after recopying the wrong part of bless. I'm hoping I can cover everyone.
Let's see. I know Bless. I think it's like 3 people. At higher levels, you can target one additional person. Yeah.
At second level, I can cast it on all 4 of us.
Yes. At second level, you can cast it on all 4 of you. Yes.
That'd be perfect.
So you cast Bless on everyone. So everyone gains a 1d4 on their rolls, which is pretty freaking good. As I want everyone to roll a strength saving throw, but Edward, since you're holding onto the rope, you have disadvantage.
I completely forgot about something, which could come in handy. I have the Paladin Aura, which gives you +2 to saving throws.
Yeah, with saving throw.
typically 10.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know who that would affect, but
Everyone
Yeah.
but Saya.
okay.
So I get like a 17. I think is.
Emerson and I rolling 2.
Yes. Both
Okay.
both Emerus and Demir do not gain the benefit.
I think I'm gonna wait. Is this with advantage? Is this with disadvantage?
No, the only one with disadvantage is Edward because he's holding onto the rope.
I'm
I
gonna
say
use my
screw
hero
your
point
disadvantage.
then. I
Oh,
think-
God.
I
Wow.
didn't mean to roll disadvantage, but so it's just that first one.
Ah, great.
I'm really glad that I used my hero point.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that the 2 below deck really deserve to be below deck. Otherwise,
We can only go up. Unfortunately, in Emrys's case, it isn't. It's just a step.
Unfortunately, in
strength
Nemor's
save.
case, that means slamming into the ceiling.
Look at Kyoho's.
Oh my god.
Yoho holds on for dear life. Not even gonna roll the 1d4. Actually, I can. Yay, 24. Cool. Yeah. So you all hold on. Edward, you hold on to the side of the ship as you try as hard as you can to hold on to the rope and hold on to the side of the ship to not be thrown off. Kyoho is also holding on. Emrys and Amir, not knowing what's about to happen because they don't see the giant wave, you get flung around again, which is pretty bad as you get crushed by some of the Saya's crates. And first of all, you're going to take damage. I can find the die. There we go. Okay, so both of you take 10 points of damage,
Okay.
and both of you are currently pinned down by lots of crates and debris. So you're in a nasty position. Kyoho's holding on. Well, Callahan, once again, with no, it's a 17. It's not a 15. It's a 17 because of the aura, correct? Oh, he said he'd be right back. But yes, it's a 17. So Callahan is also all right. As you all see the ship begin to, well, except the ones below deck, see the ship begin to rise up along the wave, trying to cut a bit of what would be eventually a powerful and dangerous and destructive crashing of this giant wave.
So Rand, Emerson and I are pinned right now, right?
Yes, you're pinned. Yes, currently.
Demir is going to cast Misty Step.
Okay, roll a concentration, please.
Okay. Concentration. Is there a Mac?
No, it's just a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. Okay. Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Okay, you fail to cast Misty Step. As you are about to cast it, being pinned, it starts to crush your back, and the words that you were saying just get completely slurred and fail the spell completely. It's a miscast.
All right.
But as you're doing this, the ship begins to go higher and higher on the wave. You all get hit by more and more water as you're trying to hold on, but suddenly the wave crashes and the ship nearly tips over. But it doesn't. You begin to stabilize as you all look around as the storm is still raging. There's thunder, lightning, just heavy rain on top of you, still powerful waves, but you seem to have passed the more dangerous part of the storm and heading towards its outer edges, as Zayed seemed to have been skirting as best she could. In the meantime, I want the Mir and Amaris to roll a... it would be another strength saving throw, please.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so as you are still being crushed, both of you take an additional 13 points of damage.
Okay.
But now you do feel like the ship is beginning to stabilize. So both of you get a chance to get out. I want both of you to roll just normal strength rolls, or if you have another way of getting out.
Demir would like to again try and cast Misty Step.
And since the ship isn't rocking as much, you manage to do that as you teleport through smoke out from under the crate.
All right, and that's a bonus action. Well, I know it's not really purpose comment, but after Misty Stepping, Demir is going to try and lift the crate off of Emerus.
Okay, so Emerus, you gain advantage.
Okay.
This is normal strength roll.
Yeah, Emery's just gonna do a strength roll then.
Okay.
It'll be the same as saves. Okay. Oh, with advantage.
Yes. That is just enough to pass. You
Yes.
needed a 10 for that. So with Demir's help pulling the crates, you managed to slip out.
I like to imagine that like Demir, if his Oni strength is like doing like all the heavy lifting, and Emerus is just like punching it.
Oh yeah. But Emerus is
like,
also...
oh man, I'm much stronger than I thought. Must be some untold powers from my patron coming to me in aid.
All right. So you slip out as the ship begins to reach calmer waters, you all realize that the more dangerous part is over. Now here's the thing. As you
Demir still
all...
casts the mage armor.
Okay,
to give
Demir
himself
casts
his
mage
extra
armor,
word.
and actually, Demir, as you cast mage armor, and Amaris, both of you begin to go up towards the deck. You look at your companions. You see Callahan, Edward, and Kyoho completely drenched, but okay. And Callahan and Edward, you both see Demir and Amaris incredibly beat up.
Emrys is covered in bruises.
Yeah, and blood. There's blood running down Amaris's head.
It's been a
Demir's...
while since you saw the mirror like beat up like this. So.
Yep.
Oh no. Here, let me help. Edward gives 10 points of HP each with lay on hands.
Okay.
Thank you, Edward.
Thank you.
It's alright. Just going below deck wasn't safer.
Well, we didn't fall overboard.
Yes, I would much prefer this over being flung into the ocean.
Fair point.
Saya looks over Kyoho, Callahan, and Edward. Gives you all a nod. You did well. Good job. Thank you for the help.
You're welcome.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome. That was my attempt at Kyoho, sorry.
Just a good attempt.
Hey.
I still prefer your Callahan.
Oh, I'm never gonna do a Callahan again. That was a
Just do it,
one-time
bro.
thing.
Just do it. Let's hear it. Come on, man. Like, what?
That was a one-time thing. It's never gonna happen again. No.
Hey, man.
Shut up.
Callahan was loosely based off of all like anti-drug infomercials in America.
All right. So another day passes, and then another day, and then another. Most of the trip seems to be calm, uneventful. You do your things, you just pass the time, you learn about sailing a little bit, you train, you do shadow ninja training, you read books, you study, you do whatever you can to pass the time. The sea gets rough once in a while, a little bit rougher here, calmer there, but a few days go by. Still no land in sight. You've now spent a week and a half without seeing any land. For you, it's the longest. For some of you, it's the longest you spent without seeing any land. Well, for one of you, now that I think about it, just Emrys, because all of you have been on a ship to the continent before.
This is Emrys' first boat ride, I think.
Yes, it is. It is. Well, I would assume it is. However, Saya turns to you one day. All right. We are about to reach Oni waters.
Are they red?
What?
Sorry, it was a lame attempt at a joke. Sorry.
It was really, really lame.
It's been a week and a half. Give me a break.
Anyway, I know how to get around some of the patrol ships, and I do have a deal with them, which means I can pass through these waters without much of an issue. The problem is, not everyone here would be, if we are caught, not everyone here would be welcomed. And she starts looking between Callahan, Amaris, and Edward.
We should hide then.
If they start searching through the ship, that might be a bad idea. However, she looks towards the mirror in Kyoho. One could say you found a few slaves to bring into Onigashima.
But if there want slaves on the ship,
No, what I'm trying to say is that you can pass off as slaves that I'm smuggling into Onigashima.
okay, and that would be okay. They wouldn't go, oh no, they're my slaves now.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, okay, that's.
That's not very convincing. Like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Ed, are you with me on this one?
Well, we can.
yeah.
How long do you think we would have to deal with these as we're passing? I mean, we can do that. I also have arcane means to make my companions invisible for a limited time.
All of them?
All three of them, yes.
Oh, if we can do that, that
but
makes...
only for 1 hour.
Oh, that should be more than enough time then.
Thank you, Master Demir.
Thank you, Master Demir.
Please, may I lick your boots?
Rubs his temples.
Alright, then. If that's the case, if I give the order, you cast the spell as fast as you can.
Understood.
And you three, make sure you stay out of the way and don't knock into anyone that is boarding the ship.
Okay.
What's your
Understood.
stealth?
All right. Let's do this then. The ship continues. You continue to ride, and before night falls on that same day, you see land in the distance. First, it's just a blur, except for Callahan. Callahan, you see everything. You have a telescope built into your face.
You see the flowers.
I was born with that mod. I can just see through walls.
So Callahan, what you see before everyone else, you see like a jungle way off in the distance, and behind it you see this large, very large mountain that you then start realizing it has smoke coming out of it. It's actually a volcano that you're pretty sure if it's not very active, it's close to it. And Demir, you instantly recognize this image in the distance. You're getting closer to your homeland. You and Kyohos.
Anyone paying attention notices that Demir is more nervous than he has. He's been already nervous when he's been out at sea this whole time, and now he's looking even more distraught, but is trying to keep his composure.
All right.
Such large forests. Even wilder than, well, the wilds.
We even
Mir says
scarier
nothing.
monsters.
What was that? Because two of you said something at the same time.
Edward replied to Emrys with even scarier monsters.
And Demir is saying nothing. Just silence.
Silence. Okay. The ship does not get too close to the island. It does seem like she is going around it, keeping a safe distance. And you do notice that she does raise the flag of Onigashima at the top of the main mast. A day goes by. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. Then, near the morning of the second day since you spotted the island, you see a ship in the distance. Callahan, you're the first one to catch it. It doesn't have a flag, but the very sails carry a symbol. The imperial symbol of Onigashima.
Demir, if you got that invisibility spell, just cast it now.
Hold on a sec. Did Saya?
She looks towards the ship, looks towards the mirror. We're getting closer. 1 hour, you said?
Yes, 1 hour.
Alright, might as well cast it now.
Demir will cast invisibility at 4th level on the the human gang.
Okay, human gang, please roll stealth with advantage. However,
And if Callahan wanted to cast Blast beforehand, which is what I mentioned earlier.
Oh yeah, I can level 1 or level 1 yet? There's only 3 of us. Or does Saya need some blast?
I mean, Saya might for like persuasion of some sort. How long does Bless last, anyways?
1 minute. So
Oh, then probably just for an initial, probably just the 3 of you for initial hiding or something.
because if you cast it after you gain invisibility, you're gonna lose your invisibility.
Yeah, Demir will be very clear to y'all that once he casts you invisible, don't fucking do anything.
I appreciate how succinct those words are.
Yes,
Also,
you got it.
Edward
Give it a
doesn't have his
fucking-
armor.
just Very clear.
Yes. So Edward does have his armor.
No, he does not have his armor, but
Oh.
he has the sword.
Okay. Okay. So you still gain advantage then, Edward.
Is Callahan for Ruvik his armor, or does Callahan not have?
Callahan's armor does not impede stealth.
Oh, cool.
So okay.
Plus
Okay.
1d4, right?
Plus 1d4, yes. Callahan, no. Amherst, you also gain the 1d4.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What level did you cast it at, Callahan?
Oh, just first level.
Just first level, so it's just the human gang.
Yeah, like I think we're too far away for it to be effective for Saya.
Okay. Question then. Second question. Are you hiding on deck, on top of the deck, or below deck?
Edward will be on top of the deck, trying to stay out of the way of the soldiers.
Okay.
Because I figure they're going to
Closest
mostly.
hold.
All right.
So like if need be, like if they throw like fucking flour everywhere or whatever the fuck, you could like duck down.
Uh-huh. All right. That's fair. So, Emrys, I assume you're with the others then.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you all begin to get close, the ship begins to get closer and closer to the other ship. You see the red sails of this larger ship. It's not like the ghost ship, which was a lot larger than Saya's ship. This is about 2 to 3 times larger than Saya's ship. But as you get closer, you do see ballista that are scattered all around the ship, and then you all start to see as these armored oni, all of them as tall as the mirror or bigger, are walking around. You see a couple that do not have armor but are burlier and even bigger. They have these large clubs that have studded metal into them. They are walking around the ship, watching, not taking any aggressive action. But once the ship gets closer, one of them throws a rope, and Thaya catches it and ties it to her own ship. A plank is placed to connect the two ships. And while everyone is keeping a keen eye on your ship, the mirror and Kyoho, you are also being watched. You see Saya move towards their ship, and she stops in the middle of the plank as one of the Oni approaches Saya. They begin to speak in Oni. Who are these
Is
two?
the mirror able to overhear? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you hear. He's not being particularly quiet. I believe the only ones that don't understand this would be Edward and Emrys.
Emrys does not speak Oni.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Callahan does, so... Alright. He turns to Saya, this Oni soldier. What's with the two? That's not part of the agreement. She looks back at the mirror and Kyoho. I'm bringing merchandise. They're part of the merchandise. That was part of the agreement. He grunts. You see him put his arm on his sword as he's looking around. But then you do notice he's looking at you, sees that you are Oni. Seems a little bit more relaxed. He looks around again. Nope. Okay. Looks around again. Gives a nod. Then he extends his hand, and you see Saya take out a pouch that seems to jingle as she moves it towards his hand. Clearly, some form of payment. Captain's not gonna like that you're bringing in a known Oni into the island. Saya looks back. I'm just returning them to their home. All of them are born and bred here, right?
Yes. The mirror says.
Kyoho also says yes. The Oni, talking to Saya, looks at Kyoho. What's your name? What's your family? Kyoho looks. Kyoho Kyunga Takamaru. of the God's Eye. The guy, you just see the Oni give a nod. What about you? Looks towards the mirror.
Jakatai Suhio.
He pauses. And he's about to just wave the ship off when you hear heavy footsteps approaching his the side of the ship where you guys are. And you all see this large Oni. He seems to be nearly 10 feet tall. He's not wearing armor, but he has this large katana, this two-handed, huge horse chopper of a sword with a white hilt. He has two long horns sticking out of his head, and this beard that almost seems to fan out and is partially black and white in sections. Demir, you look up and you see this Oni. Immediately you recognize this Oni. Toyotomi Yoshimitsu.
Is there another spelling what goes along with that?
Sorry?
Is there a spelling that goes along with that?
Yeah, I wrote it in chat just for you guys. Roll 20 chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was looking at the Discord and the Twitch.
Oh, no. It's the Roll 20 chat.
Okay. That's my bad.
You see Toyotomi Yoshimitsu.
Is there a reason I know that name?
Yes, because he was one of the Oni that kicked you out when you were exiled.
Oh shit.
One, and maybe one of the main culprits of why you got the beating of your life. And the one that personally helmed the ship that took you far out at sea where you were left. You see this imposing Oni begin to approach the side of the ship and look you over. Are you doing anything, Demir?
Man.
Demir?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Demir
Oh.
had set up like usual. That would be like covering like his head or whatnot.
Yeah.
The most he's gonna do is he's just going to complete his horn with minor illusion.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. So you complete your horn with minor illusion. And the Oni speaks louder. What was that name again? Saya looks towards the mirror.
Suhio.
You see him focus on you, the mirror. A weak little voice sounds familiar. Saya says, "Is there a problem here?" Toyotomi looks at Saya. "You gonna shut up, human? This ain't none of your business. Yet. You there. One with the cloak. Pull your hood down. Let me see your face."
Demir will do so.
You know you're not allowed here. Speak, boy!
If you would like me to leave, I can.
Oh, you're leaving. But first, Saya, are you now in the business of smuggling exiles back to our sovereign nation? Demir, Saya looks towards you and gives you the most intense glare you've gotten all trip. No. I was not made aware of such things. But we're not heading to Onigashima. I'm dropping them off somewhere else. You can rest assured of that. Ah. Hi. Tell you what, Saya. In the interest of keeping our business in good standing, you can carry on. That one stays, though. He points at the mirror. He is, for all intents and purposes, breaching his exile just by coming here. Saya looks towards you, Demir.
Demir will stand up and walk forward.
All right. You walk towards the plank.
Yep.
All of you start. You've been hearing this. Callahan, you're the only one that understands it of the invisible folk. You now see the mirror begin to walk towards the plank.
No one can see it, but Imra's is looking at Callahan and Edward just frantically, just not understanding what's happening.
Callahan follows Demir invisibly if he can, just keeping up the same stealth.
Okay.
Emrys can't see. Emrys can't see Callahan do that because Callahan's invisible. So Emrys is just looking at the empty space where
Can
Callahan was.
we not see each other while we're
Nope.
invisible? Do we not have like a Lord of the Ring kind of like?
Nope. Everyone that's invisible cannot see each other.
Callahan doesn't know this. He just presumes everyone else is on board. He's like, wow, why are the other two letting me do this fucking stupid idea?
All right, so you're following behind the mirror. Kyoho does walk down the steps and get closer. She doesn't get too close. She's still watching and seeing what's happening. Demir, you get close to Saya, and Saya steps in front of you, and she leans to you to whisper. You didn't fucking tell me you were in exile.
I'm sorry. And Demir will keep walking forward.
She is blocking your path, as she does. You attempt to walk forward, and she just keeps staying there. So, you know what they're gonna do to you?
It'd be worse for you and my friends if I don't go.
She gives a nod. She steps forward towards the other warrior. All right. Tommy. I do have a code. And unfortunately, if I'm saying I'm delivering someone or something, I am. And in that moment, you see Saya reach for her sword as the Oni in front of her also reaches for his sword. She draws it very quickly. Before his sword is even out of the sheath, his head is flying over. And that's where we're gonna end the session. Because it's almost midnight. Exiled, man!
Session, guys.
That was a sick session.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I knew you were gonna pull something like that.
I mean, you're in exile and you go near Onigashima. Stuff might happen.
I was like preparing to cast suggestion or something, you know.
Yeah.
Except you would have blown your invisibility, which is like
Even though it would have blown my invisibility, but he'd need to be able to hear me for suggestion to work in the first place. So
To be fair, you have no idea what everyone's talking because
I know, as in like out of character. I was like,
yeah.
But in character, Emrys is just like, what?
the fuck is going on, guys?
Why is he walking towards them?
Yeah. Guys, that was. First of all, I'm sorry. I like to end in cliffhangers.
It's a good cliffhanger.
Yeah. But first of all, big ups to Callahan for that
Hell yeah.
great
so
scene. Very good.
Thanks for listening to me for a solid third of the session, guys. I really appreciate it.
I think it was the third well spent.
Thanks.
I love the interaction with the mirror afterwards as well. So it was pretty cool.
I feel like Callahan and Demir have so many different like bro moments just between the two of them, and I really I really like those.
I reached the fact that even now, Callahan still has no idea where he stands with Demir. He went to sleep that night being like, he wasn't restless because of the whole like god and weird like king of the pirates moment. He was just like, wow, geez, I really hope I was an inconvenience to Demir. Geez, he probably hates me.
Wow. Who could hate Callahan? Let's be honest.
Anyone with ease.
Arthur.
Let's be real.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. But yes, and that was again, it was an awesome session. I'm gonna find someone to raid real quick. But guys, I look forward to Tuesdays every single week. just because
Aw.
of this.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ren. Thanks.
Just because of the raid?
Yes, just because I get to raid people, apparently. Yeah. Right. So who am I gonna raid? Let's see.
And now y'all know just I think this is probably the most like exposition that anyone's gotten to Demir's backstory.
Oh yeah.
All 44 episodes.
'Cause I-
Members didn't
That's
hear
so
any of
nice.
it.
Yeah, I do love that kind of
All they've known like so far is that Demir is an Oni wizard, which is weird. He also has a halfling name and speaks halfling, which is weird.
Yeah.
And he's looking for his master. That's all.
We're also accommodating as a group. We're like, yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Everyone is welcome.
Yeah. Everyone.
Like this whole like banishment thing, I'd love to know where it goes. Like, no joke.
It was a big question about whether to lie about Demir's Oni name. But also, Saya said that we were from Onigashima, so we couldn't be like, oh yeah, I just live back on the mainland, but I've always wanted to see my homeland. Like,
I mean, it would be, logically speaking, it would have been a lot worse for her to say that you guys were not from Onigashima, considering Onigashima just is closed off, right?
yeah, right, yeah. It was like I pretty much took all right, let's just be as because Demir's not a good liar, as we knew all the way back in Sketch Arc. I was just like, let me just be as truthful as possible and pray to God that Rand isn't trying to screw me over here.
I mean, I wasn't specifically trying to screw you over, but it is a character from your past. You would recognize you, especially this guy who had a lot of fun beating the shit out of you. But yes, oh, by the way, we're rating. But we're rating an artist. She's Banyana. She's super cool, and she's drawing something very weird right now, but let's just go with it. Bye.
Bye.